Hello, race fans. I know it's been a couple of weeks, but being sick really takes a number on me, and like these races are coming out slower, but hey, good things come to those who wait. The NASCAR SEGA Cup Series is back here at Watkins Glen, getting ready for the GoBowling.com at the Glen. Now, after some intense short track racing, Dillon Poteet came out on top, and he's going to have some work to do today as he's going to start at the very back of the field here. But our front row consists of Mitchell Collins out of Penske Racing, and right beside him is Ryan Acosta. I believe this is Acosta's second time starting second this year. And our second row consists of our season 3 champion Michael Norman, and beside him is actually the car with this race's sponsor, Go Bowling, which is on the number 10 of Sky Commons. Now we have a lot of drivers who are still trying to get into the chase because there's not that many races left before we find out who our 16 drivers are going to compete for the championship. As for the chase schedule, I'm still trying to figure that out. There's going to be a few races there, which I hope that will excite all of you. But today we are here at Watkins Glen. This seven turn road course can really have a lot. The Watkins Glen I used last year, I believe I didn't use the boot version. I used the one from 1990, but this is the 2016 version with the boot, and hopefully the racing here will be good, just like it was at Sonoma. What kind of racing will we see here? Well, we're just seconds away from those famous words in motorsports.
Gentlemen, start your engine!
I'm up in the center of 1 and 2 up here, so as you're going down the back stretch into 3, it may appear to me that they're inside, but they may be just shy of that. I'll really try to stay on top of that all night, bud.
And as half of our drivers are coming off pit road and the other half going down the front straightaway, here is your starting lineup for the GoBowling.com at the Glen. I hope these drivers are getting ready to go racing here at Watkins Glen. Mitchell Collins, our pole sitter, running the Verizon 5G colors on his number 22. He's looking to try to capture his first win of the season here. He has 2 top 5s and 6 top 10s this year, and he's hoping to add on to that here today as they're coming through the last couple of turns here. And I hope all of you guys are ready. This is the first time that I'm going to have 60 frames a second here at Watkins Glen, as Mitchell Collins, Ryan Acosta, Sky Commons, Michael Norman, and the rest of the drivers are coming out of turn 7 now. And I hope all of you guys are ready to go. Pace car makes its way onto pit road here for Watkins Glen, and the green flag is now out. And oh man, a couple of the drivers at the swirly as we go to the spectacular TV2 camera with all the drivers just heading through the S's right now. I just wanted to get a few looks, and we actually have some 3 wide action at the back of the field. I don't know if that's going to be too smart as Mitchell Collins continues to run away with that lead here. As we now see Sky Commons makes his way into second place here. Michael Norman actually goes up to third place now. Michael Norman, the season 3 champion, he's looking to try to do what he can. What happened to Ryan Acosta? Oh wow, he lost quite a few positions there, as he's now running side by side along with Steven Gonzalez here in the 28. But now we see that Mitchell Collins, he takes turn 7, as it looks like that he will lead the first lap here. And Watkins Glen, and oh man, Joshua Mudd. Whoa, Joshua Mudd, he just slammed hard into the pit wall. And I do believe that they've caught the yellow flag. I think yes, they did. But oh man, Joshua Mudd, it looks like he may have gotten hooked by someone. And oh no, Hendrick Motorsports teammates are in trouble. Joshua Mudd and Alex Ferranti. Oh, this is not what Alex Ferranti or Joshua Mudd needed. They're both doing pretty terrible in the standings right now. Joshua Mudd is 28th in standings. Alex Ferranti is 37th. But oh man, it looks like there was trouble in paradise for Hendrick Motorsports here today. We're going to have to check and see what happened to the both of them as we head back up to the front. Our leader is still Mitchell Collins here. Well, here's having to brought out our first caution of the day. Wow. Just coming out of turn 7, 3 out of the 4 Hendrick Motorsports cars were all running together. As we now see that Joshua Mudd was deep in the inside, but I guess he ended up getting a little loose right there. As you can see, he tries to overcorrect himself, and he just couldn't see his teammate Alex Ferranti there. And both drivers just slammed hard into the pit road water barrels, and ooh. This is the best camera angle that I could find, but unfortunately, both Joshua Mudd and Alex Ferranti immediately take their cars back to the garage area. And just like that, 2 out of the 4 Hendrick Motorsports drivers are now out of this race. And here we are back at Watkins Glen, and if I didn't see this live, I would not have believed it. But as the drivers were about to head to pit road to do their pit stops, Mitchell Collins, our pole sitter, literally just pulled a Kyle Busch. And while he was leading under caution, his number 22 blows an engine. You cannot make this up. Mitchell Collins literally trying to get a win here today at Watkins Glen. Unfortunately, we'll have to take his number 22 back to the garage area. And I just cannot believe that this is going on. This cannot be happening to the 22 team right now. We didn't even get to see what that 5G Ford Mustang could even do. And unfortunately, Mitchell Collins is going to be our 3rd casualty here today at Watkins Glen. Here we are back at Watkins Glen, getting ready to go to the restart, and we got another car blowing up. I mean, I can't even go over the top 10 right now. We got another car blowing up on the track, and it's William Brock in the 42. I don't know what's going on with the 42 team, but these aren't even the next-gen cars yet, and they're getting problems just like them. The second car to blow up here, and it's unfortunately the 42 of William Brock, and this is not what he needs at all. William Brock, he's just been on a string of bad luck. But anyway, we're having our restart right now, and our top 10 goes as follows now. Sky Comets took over the race lead after Mitchell Collins lost his motor. 2nd is Michael Norman. 3rd now is Danny Wells. And we're having a battle for 4th place between Ryan Acosta and James McLeod. 6th is Allison Rain. 7th is Brett Kennenberg. 9th is Nathan Orman. And rounding out the top 10 is Cody Lamas. It just goes to show that anything can happen in the NASCAR SEGA Cup. And we're actually having a battle for 2nd between Danny Wells and Michael Norman. And it looks like that Wells, he might be a man on a mission right now. As next time out, we're gonna have just under 10 laps to go. We had some pit stops going on. Hopefully, we don't have any more cars blowing up or any other cars hitting the pit road wall. But this race is all about Sky Comets right now in the Gold Bowling number 10 out of Stewart Haas Racing. I'm trying to find Sky Comets on the list here. Sky Comets right now, he sits 34th in standings, and a win here would definitely try to help him try to get into the championship. but I don't know if it's going to be too little too late. We're actually having a green flag run going right now. Michael Norman's trying to do what he can to chase him down, and Nathan Orman, he just went really wide there out of that first right-hand corner. He just lost the position over to Cody Lamas in the 11. Cody Lamas, after last week, he moved up to 4th in the standings. He looks like a strong contender to try to go for the championship as he currently runs 9th place right now. Heading back up to the front, Danny Wells still trying to do what he can to chase down Michael Norman. And oh man, he just went extremely wide there. He may be holding up Acosta a little bit, but now that's going to try to open the door for Michael Norman, our Season 3 champion. Michael Norman, he's if anyone needs a win here this season, it is definitely the 21 team. Michael Norman currently sits 39th in standings right now, and a win here would definitely build up some morale leading into the championship, but he's going to have to try to catch up to that 10 car. Now we see that Ryan Acosta trying to challenge Danny Wells for 3rd, but right now it looks like that Sky Commons, he is running strong here in that number 10, but Michael Norman, he's going to have to try to do what he can to chase him down here, as we're now going back to that TV2 camera to see all these drivers go through the S's here. And oh man, and we actually got a couple of drivers like lingering back here. That's Tim Fiegel. Oh man, Tim Fiegel, he's got some right side damage. It looks like he may have gotten that on pit road. This is not what Tim Fiegel needs, because right now he sits 22nd in standings. He's just barely on the cutoff point. And I did see another driver. That's Alex Drayton. That's actually Sky Commons' teammate. I don't know what happened with the 14, but I don't think he's a lap down. No, he's not. He's still on the lead lap. I don't know what happened with the 14, but his teammate Sky Commons continues to hang on to that lead. But now the question is, when are we going to see some green flag pit stops? Because these guys, they're running shockingly clean right now. And oh man, I just saw Dustin Steller back there go extremely wide in the 8 car. Next time by will be the halfway point as Michael Norman continues to sit in 2nd. And it looks like Ryan Acosta has finally gotten around Danny Wells for the 3rd spot. Wells drops to 4th. James McLeod, he currently sits 6th place right now. James McLeod, he wants to try to get into victory lane just like his teammate Dillon Poteet did last week. Heading back, now we see Allison Rains sitting in the 8th position. 9th now is Nathan Orman, and 10th now is Steven Gonzalez. Steven Gonzalez is another driver who's near the cutoff point for to try to get into the championship. After he got involved with after he got into a big wreck last week, he's looking to try to rebound and hopefully not get knocked out of the top 16 there in that number 28 car. Headed back up to the front. Now we see a small battle here. Now we see that Cody Lamas is trying to get to the inside of James McLeod, and it looks like he's going to try to make that move here. And it looks like he did get around him. That was for the 6th spot. And now we see Nathan Orman also trying to get around the 51 of McLeod, which he does. And he's bringing Steven Gonzalez and possibly Cole Deaver along with him. Cole Deaver running the Cowboy Channel colors on his number 3. He's looking to try to stay in the top 10, which he just got around for the 10th spot around Allison Rain here. Heading back up to the front. It looks like Michael Norman's trying to do what he can to close that gap on that number 10. Let's ride on board with Michael Norman. Michael Norman trying to do what he can to hug that inside corner. He's trying to do what he can to chase down Sky Commons. Neither drivers in the top, I believe the top 4 have not won yet this season, or should I say the top 5 rather. I think the closest winner is actually Cody Lamas in the 6th position as Michael Norman continues to chase down the number 10, and it looks like Michael Norman actually hit that braking zone a little bit better than Sky Commons. He's slowly but surely closing the gap. Head to the TV2 camera, and we're having yet another battle for 3rd place between Danny Wells and Ryan Acosta. And look who's running in 5th place. Brett Kenneberg. You'll normally see front row running in the top 5 here, but he just got around Ryan Acosta for the 4th spot. He's trying to represent for front row motorsports today, and actually, come to think of it, I believe last season his teammate Charles Sanford actually won a road course. Dillon Poteet won this race last season when he was still with Everham. Headed back up to the front, though, it's still all about Sky Commerce. Ever since Mitchell Collins lost his lead during after blowing his motor, he has not looked back, and the racing is still shockingly clean here as we now have 5 laps to go. A lot can happen in 5 laps, but the question is, are any of these guys gonna have to come down pit road? I mean, they came down pit road under that first caution. I don't know if they're going to have anything but Sky Commerce. He will continue to run away with that lead. The Las Vegas native here. This is his best chance to win a race as he is now going through the S's right now. All he has to do is just hope for no engine problems and hope that Michael Norman doesn't have anything to catch up. But Michael Norman, he is stuck behind him. And this is definitely Michael Norman's best running in the SEGA Cup Series all season. Last season, he was with SEGA Motorsports in the number 8. But this, oh, wait a minute. I think they're trying to make an indication for pit road right now. And yes, they are. Green flag pit stops are happening as Sky Commerce will surrender the lead over to Michael Norman. And we have a few drivers staying out. Michael Norman will take over the race lead, and he's going to have a huge lead over Cody Lamas in the 11. And third, now, we're actually about to have a battle for third place. Steven Gonzalez, he's looking to try to get under the 48 for position, which he will get. But now, the question is, who is going to come out on top as a new race leader? That's going to put Nathan Orman up to 4th. Cole Deaver is now 5th. 6th now is Allison Rain. 7th now is Dylan Young. 8th now is Cole Daly. 9th is Brandon Craster. And running out the top 10 is Dustin Stuller. Michael Norman with a huge lead. Hopefully this strategy will help out the Wood Brothers 21. I can't even remember the last time the Wood Brothers 21 even went to victory lane. If I'm not mistaken, I believe the last time the 21 went to victory lane, I think it was with Elijah Sidney, like all the way back in season I want to say season 1 or season 2. But Michael Norman, he is now coming down pit road, and we still have a few more drivers trying to roll the dice, and that's going to give the lead over to the number 3, Cole Deaver. This is actually the very first. I believe this is the very first season that the number 3 has ever ran in the NASCAR SEGA Cup. I could be wrong though, but Cole Deaver, he's gonna try to do what he can to try to win here today at Watkins Glen. As Cole Deaver, I'm trying to find him on the list. Cole Deaver, he sits 13th in standings, so he's actually well in the championship stable right now. Dylan Young, he now makes his way into 2nd place in that number 2. 3rd is now Cole Daly, who actually sits 3rd in standings. And 4th now is our winner from Sonoma, Brendan Crasta. And 5th now we have Charles Sanford, the road course master here. Further back, we have a battle for 6th between Aaron Macklin and Matt McIntyre. But I believe these last bit of drivers are coming down pit road. Yes, they are. The last bit of leaders are coming down, and it's literally about to be 2 laps to go. We're going to have to keep on board with all of these guys. And among these drivers back here in this group is actually last week's winner, Dillon Poteet. I'm trying to get to him. There he is. He just now entered his pit box. But now the question is, who is leading right now? And it looks like it is indeed Michael Norman. It looks like strategy is working well for the 21, but I believe we're coming to the white flag. Oh no, we're not. It's still 2 laps to go, and they are just now leaving their pit box. So that is going to give the lead right back over to the 21 team. As we now see drivers now coming off pit road to get back onto the track, and Steven Gonzalez has made his way back into 2nd place. 3rd now is Cole Deaver. 4th is Dillon Young. 5th, Nathan Orman. 6th, Allison Rain. 7th now is Sky Commons. He must have had a really bad pit stop. 8th now is Brandon Crasta. 9th, Dustin Stoller. And we're actually trying to have a battle for 9th. Danny Wells, he wants to try to get around that number 8 car. But right now, this is literally Michael Norman's race to lose. I believe he has over a second lead over Steven Gonzalez. And no, the caution is not out. Next time by, we're coming to the white flag. If anything, if Steven has anything from Michael Norman, he better do what he can to try to catch him, because time is running out. Michael Norman comes out of turn 7 to take the white flag. I don't know if Steven Gonzalez or Cole Deaver has anything for that 21 car, but the white flag is now waving. Michael Norman right now, one of the worst drivers in the NASCAR SEGA Cup Series, but today he's gonna try to chase it. He has just about a 2.5 second lead over the 28 car. All he has to do is just make no mistakes and hope he doesn't blow an engine. And I really hope I didn't just jinx him just now. Michael Norman, he's actually in the middle of the hurricane that's actually going on in Florida right now. And I bet he would love to see this as he just gotten around the S's and making that long right-handed curve. No problems at all for the Wood Brothers mowing number 21. He's heading into turn 6 and approaching turn 7 here for the final time. Heading out of turn 7 to take the checkered flag at the GoBowling.com at the Glen. Michael Norman, the Season 3 champion, takes it here. He will win here today at Watkins Glen. Sonico Fuel and Victories congratulates Michael Norman for capturing his very first win of the NASCAR SEGA Cup Series, as he will win here at Watkins Glen. S4 Bowling Glen race number 23, and this race is in the books. Michael Norman uses pit strategy to his advantage as he will capture his very first SEGA Cup Series victory of the season. Overall, a pretty clean race here at Watkins Glen. We really only had one accident, and we had 2 drivers blow up, so that was better than I thought it would. Steven Gonzalez will have to settle for a second place finish. Cole Deaver in the number 3 ends up 3rd. Dillon Young, a nice top 5 for the driver in the black and red Deuce. Nathan Orman ends up with a top 5 here today. Allison Rain ends up 6th. Good run for her. Sky Commons dominated this race, but unfortunately, I guess he had a really bad pit stop, but he'll have to settle for a top 10 finish here today in 7th. Brandon Crasta, another good road course run here for the 23. He'll have to settle for 8th place. Danny Wells battled in the top 10 all day. He'll have to get 9th. And rounding out the top 10 is Dustin Stoller in the 8. A good run for RCR here today. Then we have Levi McIntyre, Brett Kenningberg, Cole Daly, Aaron Macklin, and Matt McIntyre rounds out the top 15. Then we have Ryan Acosta, last week's winner Dillon Poteet, rebounds to finish with a top 20 and 17th. Jonathan Zorlin ends up 18th. Zachary Fitzwater 19th. And Alex Drayton, who I saw at the very back of the pack, he finishes behind his teammate in 20th. Then we have Cody Lama, Seth Cole, Christina Bell, Jake Rogers, and Simon Oscon in the top 25. Then we have James McLeod, Dougie Shears, Chris Dollarton, Brayson Mitchell, and Jessica Shelton round out the top 30. Then we have Nathan Hudson, RJ Bishop, Joshua Osborne, Stephen Colin, and Charles Sanford round out the top 35. Then we have James Qualls, Kyle Matthews, Tim Fiegel as the last driver running in the race. Then we see both William Brock and Mitchell Collins lost their engines. So I don't know what's going on. William Brock, he's definitely gonna have to find something. Over the last 3 weeks, he just has bad luck. Then Mitchell Collins ends up 40th. We actually saw him blow his engine live before they took their pit stops. And then Joshua Mudd and Alex Ferranti got into each other and hit the pit road wall. So they had to settle for 42nd and 41st. Well, race fans, that does it here for Watkins Glen. The next time the SEGA Cup Series is back on YouTube, we will be back oval racing, where we are going to Indianapolis Motor Speedway for the Brickyard 400. What kind of racing will we see there? We're going to have to find out once we get there. Congratulations one last time to Michael Norman for winning the GoBowling.com at the Glen, and we'll see you at Indy.